Good morning, this is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and thank you for watching this video. Today we're talking about the full moon, Perigee full moon in 18 degrees Aquarius. Remember, a lot of times with the Sabian symbol, we go to the next one. 18 degrees Aquarius, wow, it's an air sign, okay, first of all. So there are things coming to culmination. Aquarius is dealing with the social networking, what's out there. They usually know what's going on with technology before everybody else and gets a hand on it. They're very good at having connections with the stars, okay, out there, and interpreting it, and have a very good intuition, okay. So that's very a wonderful and higher consciousness of the Aquarius. Very into social, and they are the ones that do the new thing. They had their they walk to a different drummer compared to everybody else, and some people might say they're rebels. It's not necessarily they're rebels, it's just they want the rest of the world to think what is going on is what has been in use for the past 10, 15, 20 years, still working now. Are those philosophies still in place? If we didn't have Aquarius, we would never have independence and democracy in many of our countries. And who knows, maybe in about 50, 100, 20, 100 years, you know, that no longer works, and there's going to be new things depending upon the higher consciousness of society. They are very aware of what's going on. Remember, we have now entered into the age of Aquarius. So because of that, we are needing to be all aware. The universe, the higher consciousness is asking us, Source, our divine creator, to be aware of our connectedness with everybody else. How are we all connected? Connecting the dots and realizing that it's not just one or the other, but we are all connected, okay, together. So let's go over about it. When we're having a full moon, remember to its endings, okay, its culminations, it's like ready to fizzle out after. Also remember, this is a Perigee full moon, which means it's a super full moon. What it really is, a Perigee full moon, is a Perigee, I should apologize, is that the planet is closer. So, you know, here we got the moon going around, and it goes around Earth as Earth is rotating, right? And because it's on its axis, you know. Well, at this time, Perigee, it is the closest it's going to be this month, okay, not ever, not you know, this year, but this month, all right, which means, because it's a Perigee, that means since it's physically closer, and it's a full moon, because the full moon affects the tides, and that's why we have high tides, you know, and we have low tides. So it affects the tides, and since it's a Perigee and the air, there are claims that there can be natural water disasters out there, or stormy weather, either be it with air or water. So be very aware in your location and where you are. In fact, on Thursday they were talking about hurricanes in Hawaii, but of course it is hurricane season in that area. So what we're saying, it could be a little bit more disastrous, and be aware and take caution during this time. I would say from now until let's see here, we have until the 14th of August, okay, until the 14th of August, which is Thursday, all right, and then it hits again around the 19th, again towards the end, because it has to go away from it, 19, 20, 21. All right, so those are the days of that they need to be more aware and bring. So be aware surfing. If you love to surf, great. If you're not a strong swimmer, be aware when you're out there in the ocean, okay? Best to stay in the water. Also too, water disasters, pipes and pressure at home, be careful of that, you know, don't leave things running over. All right, don't leave your baby in the bathtub alone, ever, period, okay? This is a time that, because of Aquarius too, it's a realizations about separations and boundaries. What are those boundaries? Why do we have them? And because we have those boundaries, are we willing to cross them for someone else or not? What is love too? That's very important, because the Aquarius is very detached sign. They could detach themselves even though they're part of something. And when they're part of something, and they don't put their whole emotion, because they realize that there's a goal, and the goal is a mutual goal, not necessarily a personal goal. So if it doesn't work out for them, they know that it's still benefiting the group and the rest, and so on. They stay focused. This is a time too that you probably need to spend some time alone. Though Aquarius is giving, 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 all about the social butterfly, going back and forth, you know, back and forth, you know. They need to come back to their little nest and just rest and get away and close everything off and hide, okay? And so, and that is very good. It replenishes and helps them stay grounded. And if you don't do that, one doesn't stay grounded. They're just giving, 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 okay? Also, too, at this time, we need to remember that this full moon is a truth-seeking time, because it's in Aquarius. You know, the Aquarius want the truth. They need to know the truth and why something is done, okay? And how come, and what was the underlying intention. And if you tell them anything but the truth, they will see through you. And that truth needs to stand, all right? And so, what is one way to lose the trust is to lie and be untruthful. And not because so much of because you're right or wrong, but because they need to know that they can entrust in you with the truth, either being negative or not. So for example, it's like, did you eat the last donut, honey? Yeah, I sure did. Oh, okay. Can you go get me some more? Yeah. You know, as opposed to, did you eat the last donut, honey? No, I didn't eat it. Must have been the dog, this and that. They'll start losing respect for you, okay? As opposed to just saying, yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot to get some more. Let me go get that, you know? All it is adjustment. Truth is hand in hand with respect. And when they have lost that truth, when they see that you are not truthful and you are in your convoluted ways, all respect is gone. And once they lose respect, out. So it's very important, okay, to remember that. This is time to be patient and flexible, because this is being ignited from the solar eclipse back in April 29th, the 8 degrees Scorpio, because Mars is pushing into it, okay? And Mars is now in Scorpio, and it's pushing it forward. So if you didn't see results back in April, you're seeing results now, all right? And so if you're not sure, go back to the April solar eclipse. What were the new beginnings, all right? And you can go back and see that, how it could be affecting you now. So because of that, because of it's igniting the eclipse, and it's a Perigee moon, you kind of get arguments, emotional upheavals for those who are in a fixed sign. Those are your Taurus, your Aquarius, and your Leos, okay, and Scorpios. But remember, we're not just talking about fixed sign in your sun. We're talking about your fixed sign in the moon, and also your time of birth sign, which is your ascendant or rising sign. Remember, you are more than just your sun sign. When you read the horoscopes, you're not just doing, okay, you're not just doing your sun sign, but you need to read all of them. Okay, thank you. I know you heard the little dog out there. Otis, go out. Thank you. Sorry if I don't know how to pause this and then start again, so I apologize that. Okay, so let's move right along. The Sabian symbol, okay, the Sabian Symbol is a forest fire quenched, okay? And the forest fire quenched is taking the fuel out of the main fire. All right, one doesn't need to rush headlong into the fire, but stands out in the prime white area of the fire, quenches itself within containment. So while it's contained, it's quenching itself. So just meaning, take yourself out of it. Don't be part of the fuel anymore. Just take yourself out. They'll end up hurting themselves. So, you know, whatever is the argument, whatever the situation, if it really doesn't involve you, or if it did involve you, but it's someone else's issue that they need to, just take yourself out. They'll hurt themselves. They'll end up receiving whatever it is the universe is asking them to learn, without you being in the way, without you being a consequence, without you needing to assist in that process, okay? And that's very important to remember. So now also too is let's go into some thoughts about the yoga, the chakra, and the health. And I'm doing this a little bit different this time, because remember, I always set up the chapter what time, 1 minute it goes, all right? But I want some of you guys to be a little bit different and hear some of this. Maybe you like it. If not, you move forward, okay? So right now we're going to talk about the yoga and the chakras and health, okay? So because it's Aquarius, and it's also, which is ruled by Uranus, and because it's the sun is in Leo, which is ruled by the sun, but it's a full moon. So we have to take all those three into effect. So when we're doing the chakras, we're talking about the sun chakra, okay? The sun, the heart, and solar plexus. So the sun represents the heart, okay? Remember, the heart is really, they always say pledge allegiance here. It's in the middle, okay? Right there. Okay, and then you have the solar plexus chakra, which is right gonna be, you know, underneath your belly button. Some people go, it's right belly button. No, it's like right underneath it. And then your crown chakra, okay? So those are the three major focuses that we're doing. All right, wow, do you guys see that? It looks like a halo. Ooh. Okay, anyway, so and just to review, the solar plexus chakra is called Manipura. All right, the heart chakra is Anahara, and the crown chakra is Sahasrara. Okay, and so we do some of the yoga for that to open it up, balance. These chakras need to be opened and balanced, so that way we can receive and give accordingly. Because remember, the Leo sign, which the sun is in, the moon sign, which Aquarius, which is in Aquarius, is all about giving, giving, giving. It loves to give. Their intentions are different, but they want to give and share with the people, and that's what's really cool. And so by doing that with the solar plexus, you could do first and second twist, okay? And then there's a downward facing dog, all right? Oh, now the dog's gone. Now Otis is gone. Okay, the boat, all right? First, second, and open balance too. And then for the heart chakra, we have the fish. Ah, I love the fish. Okay, the nice stretch there, the side forward bend, and the crescent moon pose, all right, using prana. And for the crown, we have reclining hero, we have half lotus, and tree pose. You know, one day I'm going to have a video now doing for you guys, okay? And remember too, it's always best to lay off working out or doing anything extraneous the day of a full moon. In fact, they say, you know, at least 3 days before, during, and 3 days after. No major working out, but full moon and a new moon, especially with this Perigee moon. So some of you guys who are going to push yourselves too much, please, please drink a lot of water, because the air is very dehydrating. Okay, so you need to make sure that you stretch out your ankles, your legs, your knees. Okay, you have the blood circulation. You know, careful of spasms and nervous leg twitches, diarrhea, all right, delirium tantrums. Be careful, because alcohol during this time, since air dries, one's gonna think, oh, I'm thirsty, and they're gonna drink more and more and more. But because of the pull of the moon, of what's going on with our bodies, since we are like the ocean, we are, you know, over 70% water, we are getting pulled, we are being affected, and we're going to want to hydrate ourselves, but we're hydrating with alcohol, and it's all messing it up, because alcohol dehydrates and bloats because of the sugar or barley and hops and all that. So you could be doing worse to your body, remember that. This is where you get times of dislocations and swellings, okay. Take sodium chloride for this. It's very good at this time. Taking your vitamins helps, but remember, for any mineral, you need to first take magnesium and calcium. Magnesium, no matter what mineral, vitamin, if your body doesn't have sufficient amount of magnesium, it cannot absorb everything else. Okay, so also be careful of jaundice, diseases of the heart and plague, lungs, upper back, and take magnesium phosphate for that. Very important. So once again, the essential, okay, the Leo sign, it needs the essential. And the flowers, oils, and incenses, lilacs, have lilacs and orchids and daisies, you know, sandalwood, violet, neroli, marigold, okay, heliotrope, benzoin, myrrh, frankincense, heliochrysum, bergamot, ylang ylang, rose, and chamomile, and did I say neroli also already? I really like neroli and bergamot, and lavender, okay. And the crystals and stones that you want to have around you, okay, at this time, that really helps balance the energies. Remember, the purpose is to balance out the energies, okay. And also the obsidian, as you could see during this time, I'm usually wearing stones that balance out the new or full moon energies. But we have garnet, amethyst, moss agate, opal, lapis lazuli, hematite, turquoise, sergilite, and also obsidian, okay, and onyx. Carnelian, golden topaz, amber, tourmaline, citrine, peridot, okay, woohoo, ruby, and herkimer, diamond, rose quartz, jade, white, or watermelon tourmaline. So all those can help you with your end time, okay, of balancing. All right, okay. And so it's time to eat a lot of food that has water in there. Lay off your sodium, so your fruits and vegetables, okay. Eat a lot of salads, throw in a hard-boiled egg or something, you know, with that nice wonderful mustard, eat it, okay. It's just really kind of like a devil's egg, but within the salad, and some shrimp, and you'll be great. Lay off the starchy carbs. The starchy carbs absorb all the liquids that you need, and then it makes you bloat, and that's including breads. And I've told you this millions of times, okay, exaggeration. All right, especially with anything gluten, okay. We're talking about the corn, anything with cornstarch, because remember, corn right now, we don't have organic corn because Monsanto has a big patent on it. So unless you're growing your own corn, unfortunately, or it's gluten free, okay. Your pastas, yeah, unless it's gluten-free, it's gonna bloat you and all that, okay. And your rice and all that. So keep healthy. You know, you're better luck on eating chicken and seafood and turkey at this time, or being a vegetarian or fruitarian. Okay, so now let's go to the planet aspects. Okay, and so a lot of you guys are going, well, it's about time, you know. Well, just for those of you, you know, something different, and I move it around, okay. And so what we're doing, the planetary aspects, is on this full moon. It's not just that the moon is being affected with Aquarius. Everything I mentioned in the beginning is all true, and then some. So we have Saturn that's trine Pluto. Saturn trining Pluto, all right, is we are dealing with our psychological issues. We are getting stability and discipline, okay. Remember, Saturn is all about discipline and going forward. It doesn't push, it makes us learn. It's not working, yet it pushes us forward to grow, if we like it or not. And if we don't, well then, you know, it's because of our own perspective. Things work out all the time. It has its reasons, all right? Beliefs are not only mental, okay? But also, you know, chemical. We have to remember that we receive a lot of our belief systems from our parents, from our family, from our surroundings, and a lot of our feelings come, and diseases that are from childhood come already from when we are inside the womb of the mother, depending on what they were experiencing. If you have a child who's been ADD diagnosed at a very young age, I'm pretty sure that mother was going through a lot of stress, anxiety, and really that stress and anxiety was her perspective of not, because she was not grounded. She did not really take things on as she should, okay? Instead, she allowed herself to go through fight, flight, or flight, you know? And so, and yes, it's different. Fight, fright, or flight, okay? Because sometimes when you're just fighting, you're paralyzed. You know, flight, you take off or you go, all right? But the point is, they went through survival mode as opposed to living mode. When that is happening, that creates a chemical, okay? And our body goes on overload. Well, it's gonna affect the fetus. That's why they say, woman, relax, stay home, you know? If she's working and fighting with traffic and dealing with the boss and dealing with some partner who is abusive or not understanding, or mother, stuff like that, you're just doing worse to the child, and you are making the child have less positive, you know, materials to work with when they come out. So understand that. And that's why a lot of more children have been born with ADD, ADHD, allergies, and hence as opposed to 50 years ago, because a lot of the women have decided to go into this new feminist movement, become part of the workforce, because they want to have that pride and want to have that power of some sort, without understanding the consequences. The results of that is not just having money, but remember, with every power comes great responsibility, and having more material items, you have to take care of those items and concentrate and put your attention to it. And everything you're putting attention to, you have less time for attention to yourself, and less attention to yourself, you are no longer grounded, you are no longer whole, and you are only creating to the chaos as opposed to the solution. Okay, and let's continue. All right. Also too is we have Mars that's conjunct Saturn, so we want to push forward. Mars is happy. Okay, are we here? Great. Okay, so Mars is conjunct Saturn, so Mars wants to push forward, and it'll fight to get ahead, and especially in Scorpio. It's all about me. Look, look, look. But it has Saturn there saying, wait there, don't you dare move. There's no reason, there's another way. It kind of reminds me of that, I know this is going to be funny where I came this up with, but Robert Duvall with Sean Penn in the movie Colors Under the Cops, and Robert Duvall's this experience, you know, cop, and Sean Penn's all wet behind the ears. Yeah, this is back, I think it was the 80s, okay? And Sean Penn's ready to go out there. They see a bunch of people that they needed to go get, and Robert Duvall says, let's not run into there. You're only going to scatter the bulls. We are going to let them come and bring it to us. And that's going to create stability in that sense. And that is very important to remember, because the wisdom, we have to take something in account for wisdom, all right, and experience. Maybe it's not necessarily for us, but listen, because perhaps we can tweak it a little, okay? I know back in the day, you know, I was brought up to be very, you know, you have to be the best and be number one, and you have to know it all, and this, and you have to do it quickly. And it was almost like a race, like, well, you got to hurry up and do it before so-and-so. It's like, I never knew why. And then I remember one time I was teaching, I was making copies, and one of my wonderful co-workers, she's a PE teacher, she said, hey, you know, Nereida, why are we making it? I have things to do. She goes, we all do, but you're gonna hurt yourself. And I was just like, she goes, and once you finish that, something else is going to come about. And when we realize that, and we understanding, okay, that those things do, we need to slow down and take a better approach. And that is what the Mars, okay, in Saturn, it seems there's a cooling of desires, but it's not. It's asking us to take a disciplinary approach, okay, and it's not a resistance necessarily, but learning to direct our energies, all right, to a truly true transformation. Okay, so let's move on to the moon sextile Uranus. Okay, so you know, breaking the daily routine. Anytime we have the moon and Uranus or anything with Uranus, breaking the routine, something different, unexpected, you know, sudden happenings. Don't be surprised. Anything will be like, oh, of course. Remember all these things that we could feel it already, perhaps already since earlier in the week. I'll wait for the next 2 weeks, you know. So more stronger, closer to the full moon. Always, always, always. And so, you know, just kind of just feel, you know, these things might affect our emotions, but remember it's going to be a softer, gentle one because it's sextile, all right? No, none of some of you are going because there's sex in there, that's why. No, sextile doesn't mean that. Oh, you silly people. Okay, so restless energies, and then there might be situations going on with women, all right, and family and children, okay, unconditional ideas of how to raise the family too are breaking away, but we're welcoming and we're taking in that new approach of raising the children, okay, and we're like being happy with that because we know it is what's good now, okay, and we can only give in that sense. So we have a Mars that's trine Neptune, okay, so remember trines are soft, they're nice, and it's in water, so it's encouraging us to let our hair down, you know, and to let loose a while. Be careful on the alcohol drinking at this time. One might not realize how much they're drinking, but I need to be aware, focus on others' needs, okay. We can be a little bit off because we're not paying attention to the dates or times, so be careful with that. People will have a soft mannerism towards you, and that's good. It's a social time, romantic yet very sincere, and that's very nice, all right. And it's it's just be aware of the consequences of too much alcohol drinking, and always know what time it's going on and what day it is. We have Saturn that's trine Mars. Okay, I'm sorry, not Saturn, Jupiter that's trine Mars. Woohoo! Okay, mental, joints, physical strength. So we don't just have brawn, we got the brains and the brawn. Okay, all we need is a battle. Because if that's not happening, whoa, there's going to create some kind of tension, sexual tension going on, and it would be needed to release. So those of you who have, you know, fixed signs or fire sign or water sign, you're going to be feeling this pull, and trust me, you will need that release some way or another, or you're going to have, you'll see adolescent kids, especially boys, start wrestling each other or starting because they get that okay. So I wonder why that's going on. Oh, it's not in the stars. Okay. So there's achieving time. Lucky transit when it's putting it together. Careful with spending money. Okay. And it's a harmonious time, yet it's all about physical gratification. All right. So, excuse me. And now we're going to continue here. There's Mercury that's conjunct the Sun. A lot of communication being dealt with. Ego from ego, because you know, they're both in Leo. It's like me. Now remember, if the ego is not serving a positive purpose, people will see through it and they will walk away. or let you fall. Okay, very important. So balance your ego with the need to give of ourselves, encouraging of purpose all the time. And that's what the Aquarius moon is telling us. All right, so the moon is obviously opposite Mercury if it's conjunct the sun. Okay, we also have it's conjunct Lilith, so there's a manipulation because of the ego to show authority. Hey, I'm the one. And there's some people who are going to always try and push and make themselves still important in your life by one way or another, because they feel if they're not, then they realize they might be nothing, and so they're holding on, and that's their false way of connection with this earth. And so a lot of times we just have to ignore the fly. Ignore the fly. It'll go to, you know, somewhere else. So we have Saturn also that's trine Chiron. And that's very nice that it's trine Chiron, because it's a humble approach time, all right? It's opportunities to heal the father wound, authority wounds, taking responsibilities for our health, holistic healing, esoteric and energetic healing, understanding the need to change from old belief systems, because if you're not, you're only going to hurt yourself more and more. And it's very important that these changes happen. We are no longer in the same ideals that we were 50 years ago, especially if you have parents who are fixed signs or cardinal signs. They're having trouble with the adjustments. Okay, those who have mutable signs, they're understanding. I mean, I have a wonderful Hawaiian dance coach, Miss Tony Stewart, just in case you don't know, Kripo Hula. She is 83 and she uses that cell phone and texts and emails through her phone, and I'm just like, yay. And I know adults who are 70 and they don't even want to touch their cell phone and have been fighting it, and you know, so she realizes the benefits of it. She realizes the change. So what I'm saying is we all need to be like Miss Tony, okay? Auntie Tony and Kumu Tony. This is dedicated to you, Miss Tony. Anyway, thank you. So continuing, and Lilith is conjunct the sun, so be careful of dominations and ego abuse, especially from masculine or authoritative energies at this time. So if you have that urge to like dominate someone, do it in a playful way, maybe in the bedroom. Okay. Otherwise, it could be harmful and very unappreciative and not well received. Okay, we have a T-square with Saturn, with the moon and the sun and Mercury. We talked about this before. Fixed signs, stubborn difficulties, lack of compromise, and again, ego-driven. Because of Saturn, there's stability, though, and security in establishing the endurance and through the slow progress. Okay, and that is something good to remember. Because Venus is entering, where is it entering? Leo on the 12th of August. Okay, it's a fun time, dancing, glamour, and entertainment. So, you know, those of you, you know, get out your dancing shoes and dance and, you know, enjoy. And on the 14th, we have the moon is going to be trine the sun. And the moon will be in Aries. So at that time, too, there's going to be a lot of energies, fire energies, passion. So be careful for those of you with your, like we say in Spanish, noches divertidas, okay? Keep it wrapped in case it might rain too much, okay? So, anything else am I missing before we go for the, okay, now we go along for the individual horoscopes. Woohoo! So we're moving right along. Yay! And of course this pin isn't going. Okay, so Aries, where is this happening? This is happening, okay, in your 11th house, all right. And so it's all dealing with friendships, okay, and also your stepchildren and your goals or groups. Maybe you're changing them. You're no longer going to participate with those same groups or those same friends. Perhaps one is leaving, or you're starting anew, because remember, with this igniting of the solar eclipse, excuse me, of back then, it can be an encouragement. So enjoy all that and take that into account. We also have Taurus. This is happening now in your I'm going toot, 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 toot. All right, is happening in your 10th house. So in your 10th house, wait, yeah, right, yeah, okay, all of a sudden I had a yes, it goes backwards. 10th house. Okay, sorry, moon. Okay, it's all about your public display, your father figure, how they are related to you, how you see the authority figure. Perhaps someone is leaving and giving you a chance now to be the authority figure and to show and give. All right, you're having a different position or dealing with them, period, and just having to put your foot down too is something that could be coming about. Let's see here. So now we're going to it's your career and public display. So now we have Gemini. This is in your 9th house of foreign travels, okay, and in long distance and higher learning, and also connection with the higher source, all right, and our divine creator. So you're probably taking classes, you know, abroad, or learning another language, cooking, all that, opening up philosophies and belief systems, all right, learning about different cultures and religions and ideas, and now implementing them. Good luck with that. I enjoy that. I'm so excited for you there, Gemini. It's about time. And now we're going to go Cancer. This is in your 8th house of transformation. All right, and in the 8th house is also other people's finances, loans. All right, maybe you're taking up new things going on, or you're paying things off, okay, or you're getting a hold of new stuff is going on that's owed to you. Also, it has to do with transformation. You are changing who you are, and it's going to slowly start showing. Okay, and it's going to start showing in a couple months more in how you display yourself publicly. In the meantime, though, too, it's also going in and how are you with your sacral chakra. Okay, open it, balance it, breathe in deeply. Merkaba breathing, and that will help you to move forward with that. Okay, Leo, this is in your 7th house of partnerships. So remember, it could be committed partnerships, written, or it could be business partnerships. Any partnership where there's a mutual agreement, either written or oral or handshake, or you know, telepathic, okay? And so there's changes going on and adjustments, and they needed to be changed because you have been growing too, and you are expanding, especially with Jupiter being in your sign. So you have different interests, you have new interests, and you're making it all part of you, okay? And so that's going to be wonderful. Virgo, it's happening in your 6th house of health, so take heed, you know, make sure that everything is in working condition. Go get, make sure you're walking, you're participating outdoors all the time, breathing, and be part of that, and just really breathe in and exchange the energies with nature. Wonderful time to be out there, okay? Especially in the early morning or in the evenings with the dew and all that. It's just wonderful. Take your pets with you, and invite a coworker to go, just as long as you're staying positive and you're not complaining or talking about things, negative things. If you're taking walks or working out with people and you guys are like we say in Spanish, desahogando, no. If you're letting it all out, no. That's it really needs not to be lived, that story again, and dropping it. If you're a real friend, you don't let a person just let it out and complain. Okay, they better have a solution. If not, say we'll talk about it, but we come to a solution. If not, you're doing them more harm, okay? And a lot of people with feminine energy like to do that over and over and over and claim they're the victims. They're wasting too much time whining and you know what about it, instead of actually coming to some kind of positive solution. And Virgo, since you are very disciplined, I'm encouraging you and I'm relying on you to do that, you know, for your friends and loved ones and family. It'll be positive. Okay, so we move on to Libra. This is happening in your 5th house of romance, entertainment, dancing, okay, and children, playing, having fun. And when I say all that, when we are enjoying ourselves, we can manifest, we can realize things even better. So have fun with it, do more, get involved, and woohoo! okay? And maybe there's children that are leaving, your side. And maybe, that is just fine. And just know that, well, we can't hold on to the umbilical cord forever, and so don't be afraid. Just encourage them to grow, and that's very important because you yourself needs to grow. Okay, it could be a bad dependency when both of you are always relying on one another. And I say that because some of you have children that are 18 who are going to go out to school and stuff like that. So then we have Scorpio, this is happening in your 4th house, so your home has been changing, okay? It's you're either having things going on in your home, people moving in, people moving out, you're leaving home, you're moving in or moving out, and things are being adjusted. Also, your connection with your mother and the base of who you are, this is changing too. Okay, because this is the number one home, is our body and our soul there. So remember that. And all that's going through transformation, and you know that already. I don't need to tell you because of Saturn's been in there, hanging out, and it's good for you. All right, Sagittarius, this is in your 3rd house of communication and neighborhood, siblings and cousins. So during this time, you're going through these changes. Either coming in, there's a lot of commotion going on, and some are leaving, and you're having in touch, and you're being part of the community. And so you like to explore, you like to go out, enjoy, have fun with the people, teach a class in the community, be part of it, and really see what's going on and hang out with the family there. Capricorn, it's in your 2nd house of finances. Okay, so your finances have been changing. You're opening up. Things started with the eclipse, and so now you're getting a better grasp of how to use the items that's available to you. So in this too, you're dealing with certain moral issues. Some of you are expanding them, some of you are defining them and deleting because it didn't work for you. So know that, and you have all the support possible. And then we have Aquarius. It's helping in your 1st house of who you are, how you project yourself, and what's going on in the world. And that's just giving you, say, here I am, and I no longer want this, so I'm going to change this. Okay, a lot of people see endings as negative, but when you see it as an opportunity of clearing out the closet, you let new clothes in. All right, so you have these wonderful changes going on. And Pisces, this is happening in your 12th house, so you are taking some time out to relax, to meditate, to get a hold of yourself. And what were certain issues in the past are going to be changed, because you need to let go of those issues, those spider webs in your closets. Let it out. Okay, you no longer need to hold on to that. You're holding on to certain secrets, and you don't need to. And in fact, you've created yourself an enemy, secretly, because of those issues. Stop being the victims. Let it go. Who cares? You are good. It's not going to affect your survival or the love. What's the story is the true story of that number one connected to source, and that is more important, with our heavenly universe, our divine creator, and all the wonders and beauties of the positive energies, Mother Gaia, and that's out there. Well, wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you've been so good. Damas y caballeros, dame gentilhomme. Okay. Thank you for watching. And this is, remember, Sirena Nereida. If you need to, if you are in Southern California, LA County area, especially if you guys are hosting barbecues or anything like that, we are Quipo Hula also. Hired dancing Hawaiian troupe, so individual or group, anywhere from 4 years old to 83. Oh yes, we got us all. You could hire us as individuals or as group, or as smaller groups too, or bigger groups. So if you're interested, if you would like a personal reading with me, Sirena Nereida, just contact me. You guys know I'm at celestialsoulwellness.com. Sirena Celestial Sirena Nereida at celestialsoulwellness.com, also my email. On Facebook, on Sirena's Wellbeing. I've tried to change that. They don't let me change the title anymore. I know, should be Celestial Soul Wellness. I'm also on Facebook, Sirena Nereida, okay? And, or give me a holler, call, text me, you know, and I'm here for you. Energy clearings also. Just do know I am an ordained minister and love to get together with you. So have a wonderful, wonderful, gorgeous weekend. Great full moon. Chaucito.